Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today.
Right.
Looking at a specific resource. It's an ebook, actually, about sociology. You know, the kind designed to help you understand the social world a bit better.
Exactly. So our source material today is focused squarely on the sixth edition of Sociology, Compass for a New Social World.
Okay.
And it's by Canadian scholars Robert Brym, Lance Roberts, and Lisa Strohschein. Leading names.
Gotcha. So our mission here, what are we trying to pull out of this?
Well, the key insights, really. What does this particular edition offer? Who wrote it?
And maybe most importantly, why might it be a useful tool for you if you're trying to get a solid handle on sociology without, getting totally lost?
Precisely. And one of the first things the source highlights is how the book approaches sociology.
Okay.
It mentions an engaging design, a narrative style. The goal seems to be making complex ideas feel accessible, not so academic and dry.
Right, less intimidating. And here's something I found really interesting in the material. It focuses on helping you develop the sociological imagination.
Yes. That's a core concept. Basically, it's about learning to see the connections.
Connections between what?
Between your own personal life, your individual experiences, and the much larger social forces out there. History, culture, social structures.
So seeing how, your job hunt or your taste in music isn't just you, it's connected to bigger things.
Exactly. The source says the book links concepts to pop culture, personal experiences, making it relevant.
So it's less about just memorizing definitions and theories.
Right, much more about seeing how sociology actually applies in your world day to day.
And the material also emphasizes critical thinking, doesn't it?
It doesn't just feed you information, it shows you how sociologists actually do their work.
Like the research process?
Yeah, looking at objectivity versus subjectivity in studies. It even apparently teaches you how to read and analyze tables and graphs right there in the text.
Okay, so it's teaching analytical skills too.
And evaluating different theories,
Yeah.
making you think critically about the field itself.
So who are these authors, the guides on this journey? The source calls them prominent Canadian sociologists.
Yeah, Robert Brym, he's a professor emeritus, fellow of the Royal Society of Canada. That's a big deal. Known for work on social movements, migration.
Okay.
Lance Roberts, praised for his teaching, researches social change, mental health.
And Lisa Strohschein.
Her focus is on family, health, well-being, using longitudinal data, tracking things over long periods. Very insightful for change.
So a strong Canadian perspective, grounded locally, but the source notes they also tackle diversity, globalization.
Right, making it broader than just Canada.
Now, shifting gears a bit, the digital side. The material specifically points to the ebook format. What are the upsides there?
Well, the obvious ones first. Immediate access, portability, your whole textbook on your phone or tablet.
Super convenient.
And built-in study tools. Highlighting, notes. There's even a read-aloud feature mentioned. Plus, offline access, which is pretty crucial.
Yeah, don't always have Wi-Fi. But, okay, here's a key question the source tackles. Why the 6th edition? Newer ones must be out by now.
That's a fair point. The material makes a case based on value.
Value how? Cheaper.
Significantly more affordable, compared to print or the latest editions. But crucially, the source argues it still covers all the core concepts, the foundational stuff you absolutely need for an intro course.
So the argument is the fundamentals haven't changed that much.
More that its strength is teaching how to think sociologically, developing that sociological imagination we talked about.
And that skill, the source suggests, is timeless. It remains relevant regardless of the very latest stats. Makes sense.
And apparently, users agree. It's got a solid rating, 4.3 out of 5 stars, based on reviews mentioned. People seem to like its clarity, its relevance.
Good to know. So overall, it's presented as pretty comprehensive then.
Yeah, it covers the basics, social processes, inequality, big institutions work, family, education, media, and social change.
Logically structured across 5 parts to guide you through it all.
Seems designed to build your understanding step by step.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway from this deep dive?
Well, the source material paints this Sociology, Compass for a New Social World 6th edition ebook as accessible, pretty comprehensive, and really practical.
Right, not just about learning facts about society, but getting the tools, the skills to think like a sociologist yourself.
Exactly, to see your world differently.
And what's fascinating, I think, is this idea that understanding that how research happens, how concepts link to your life, might actually be more valuable long-term than just knowing specific, maybe soon-to-be outdated facts.
That core skill set, that way of thinking. The source suggests this edition really delivers that, and at a good price point.
Definitely something interesting to think about as you navigate your own social world.